Hello, welcome to video spotlighting this short run, The Tomb of Dracula, a showcase Gene Colan's beautiful artwork. This is a very short run. I have 6 issues and I finally got the last issue to complete the short run. It's beautiful. This is a tough black cover and you have the beautiful work of Gene Colan and Bob McLeod. You know, I was not aware of this magazine until probably 2.5 years ago when I did my spotlight on Gene Colan and Bob McLeod. And in that spotlight, the inker spotlight, I show a page of how the penciling looked and what Bob did as far as inking to make it look better. And after I did that video, I went on a search for this book, and that's the beginning of me acquiring this short run, because I love Tom Palmer, but there's something about the way Bob McLeod, I think that's how I pronounce his last name. If I'm wrong, my apology. It's beautiful. There is a smoothness in the way he inked that is just gorgeous. I'm just gonna go through this book slowly to allow everybody to enjoy the beautiful black and white art. And Gene Colan art is definitely made for black and white. Let's look at that. Bob's style of inking clean up the lines so well and does not take away Gene penciling style. Sometime an inker, if you go back and look at how Sid Shore or other inkers ink Gene Colan, sometimes it's look like some of the art get lost in translation, but not the way Bob ink. Very different from the methods that Tom Palmer used. But look at that, that's beautiful. This is the page on that old video that I showcase. I did this page. Gorgeous details. Just look at this. Just beautiful. It is too bad that Bob did not do a lot more work with Gene, because I think his style, his inking style, is really complementary to Gene penciling. The neat thing about this series is that 3 different inker work on the 6 issues. So as I go through this series, you will get the chance to see well, you see Bob here, and then of course you will see Gene Colan, Tom Palmer, and then there's Simon, I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name, but that's another inker that I'm not very familiar with, but the result is also very good. You know, it opened my eyes as far as people that can ink Gene Colan, and I never thought that. I always felt that Tom Palmer was the best inker for Gene Colan, and I still do. I still think that way, but I definitely have seen now at least two other inkers that I think can do fantastic jobs for Gene Colan. And very different. The style is very different from Tom Palmer, so it's awesome. Let's look at that. Beautiful shading. Look at that. Originally, I was gonna split up the 6th issue into 2 videos, but after thought, I decided that it's better to do 3 videos instead of 2 because the art is just too beautiful to rush through the video, and it's better to do 3 videos, maybe 12 to 13 minutes each, instead of trying to squeeze in 3 issues per video and do a half an hour long video. We'll see how the first video turn out. After I finish this video, I can then take a look at the time and see how long it took me to shot the first 2 issues. I know a lot of people don't mind. Some people like shorter videos. Some people like longer videos. For me, it's easier to sit through a video that is less than 15 minutes long. It's easy to find time to listen to 5, 10, 15 minutes video. When something is 30 minutes long, that's when it's more difficult. Unless there's nothing going on, it's hard to sit through and watch a 30-minute video because, there's just too many videos out there to watch. I just love that. Look at that. Beautiful. I like this magazine format a lot because just look at that. Beautiful. I like this format a lot because usually when you have magazine, you have a couple short story in there, and I always have a problem with that kind of format. But for these Dracula magazines, you get the full story. Well worth the money. And I'm telling you, it's a damn shame that this only runs 6 issues because it's so beautiful and you get the full story, not this 6 to 8 to 12 page short story. Check this out. The effect that Gene and Bob did is just beautiful. See, for me, if this is done in color, it would not look as nice because you just don't see this. You can't do that. Not in color. Without the color bleeds into different area and muddle up the beautiful lines. Just look at that. So clean. Clean, beautiful lines. How about this one? If you have never seen this magazine, hopefully after you watch this video, you will be tempted to go buy this mags because it is well worth the money. It's not very expensive either. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but it's cheap, affordable. I have a lot of the Tomb of Dracula comic books, and I can tell you the quality of the art in this magazine is much better than the comic books because of the black and white format, the larger format, and just the inking. Look at that. Just look at this panel. Gorgeous. Stunning. And this is the last page. What do you think? Gorgeous, right? Let's move on to issue 2. Now, issue 2 had this beautiful... What color is this? It's not red. It's... I don't know what it is. But I just love the color scheme. You know, you have the format, the way it's done. I like this format. Beautiful color. Now, what's interesting about issue 2 is you have Steve Ditko. And you will see Steve Ditko version of Dracula. Okay, it's trippy. It's, I think, the best. Look, almost look like Spider-Man. It's very different from, of course, Gene Colan. And you know, I'm a Ditko fan, but I gotta say I'm not a big fan of this story. It's somehow Steve Ditko's style just didn't fit Dracula, didn't fit horror. Yeah. But as you can see, it's classic Ditko in many ways. In the way he draw the face, the panel laid out. It's also a stranger story than the typical Dracula story that I normally read. Whenever I flip through this book, you know, it reminds me of the character from Watchmen. It's like, did somebody swipe that look? I mean, it's fun. I mean, look. I think the best description I can give about Steve Ditko art is it's extremely unique. Okay, it's unmistakable. I just love the way he draws Dracula faces. It's unique, it's different. It's just not quite the right style for Dracula. But still, I'm glad I got this issue to complete the run. And let me know what you think about Steve Ditko work here in this magazine. Is it bad? No. But I just don't think it was a good fit for him to draw the horror genre. But I must admit, I do like the black and white format. Even here, I think the black and white format suit his style as well. You know, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse whenever I talk about how much I love black and white format, but it just looked fantastic. I might be in the minority, but you know, there are those that prefer color in the comics, but I'm fine with black and white. Steve Ditko is going all out with the sexy look here. Check this out. Oh mine. What is she doing there? Just look at the look on the Dracula faces. That's awesome. Whoopsie. Adults only. For this magazine, you know, as you can see, so far in the first two issues, this is the full story. So for me, it's like more work for the authors and the writers to do this than the typical comic books because there's more pages. And I can only guess that sales was not very good. Otherwise, why would they cancel this magazine after only 6 issues, right? It's a damn shame. Damn shame. In all honesty, if I was a teenager buying books off the rack, I don't think I would enjoy buying black and white magazine. Okay, that's, you know, I just know how I was back in the early days of collecting. Part of what made comic books so fun to collect and so addictive back then was the color. I just look at the clock and I can't believe that even with those 2 issues, because I'm showing every page, that this video is going to be over 20 minutes already. So it's a good thing that I decided to split this series into 3 videos and to show 2 issues per video, assuming that people want to see more. Who knows? After this video, people might not want to see the second and third part that show issue 3 through 6. I might load the videos later, but as I'm shooting this, I do plan to shoot all 3 videos back to back to back because I have some free time today. Might as well get it done, even if it take an hour to shoot 3 videos that give full view of every pages of this magnificent magazine. And that's the last page. There you go. There's an ad for Howard the Duck magazine here. Anyhow, that's the end for this video. I hope you enjoy the first 2 issues of The Tomb of Dracula. Thanks for watching.